All right, and here we go. Apple and Amazon reporting earnings today. Let's let's go ahead and see which way the market ends up going. We got TQQQ here, SQQQ. Which way will the market move? Once you guys are in here, please let me know in that live chat, and then I should be able to see everything popping right on up. So here we go, dude, come on. All right, I do want to remind you that if you want to partake in the live chat, you do have to be subscribed to the YouTube channel. So just a little heads up on that. Okay. Here we go. So we got Apple, Amazon reporting earnings. Looks like what is it? Apple or Amazon reacting in a positive way. Same thing with Apple. Apple trying to move up. Same thing with Amazon. Amazon trying to move up. I do want to remind you that based off of market's expectation, when it comes down to Apple, Apple's overall revenue expectation is set to be at $81.7 billion and at $1.19 earnings per share, the EPS. EPS for Amazon. Oh, and here it goes. Reacting in a positive way. Amazon up 5%. There it goes. Whoa, 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 whoa. Beautiful. Again, I did close out my position. All right. Here we go. Okay. Shorting Apple. I would be careful with that. If we have Amazon reacting in a positive way, up 5.5%. Even TQQQ is up 1.2% after market hours. I mean, that would have been a beautiful push. Obviously, if I could predict the future, I would have jumped on that, but I can't. 1.8%. Congrats to everyone that had an open position. Risky, but bullish, right? It paid off. Smash that like button. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Here it goes. Apple still has yet to report earnings. I do want to remind you that Apple has a market cap nearly twice the size of Amazon, right? As long as you are aware of that. So here it goes, beginning to pull on back. Is this going to be a nice little bull trap? It's going to be quite interesting to see. So again, as you can see, I have my one lucky share on SQQQ, my one lucky share on TQQQ, but I'm just waiting to see for Apple to actually report earnings. So, all right. So we should be able to see Amazon's earnings as of right now. It should have been out. Yep, Amazon earnings beat both EPS and revenue. Revenue was beat by quite a bit, 134.4 billion, and earnings per share is, holy smokes, that's more than nearly double of what the expectation was. 35 cents per share, and the actual reported was 65 cents per share. So that's huge. I can see why Amazon is reacting the way that it is just based off of their previous quarterly earnings report. So, all right, there it goes. We're going to go with that green light as the backdrop. Wish I bought more. Isn't it easier to say after? And there it goes. 7.7% after market hours. Congratulations to the bulls. Check that out. 52-week highs. There's this new 52-week highs. This is 7.7%. Again, I do want to remind you that Apple still has to report earnings. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I'm just bringing awareness, right? Why does that matter? Well, if Apple reports earnings and then it's not as expected, not that it will be, but it can drag down the market with it, right? So Apple is still waiting to report. We're up 0.62%. And there it goes. Apple reacting in a positive way. This should help push TQQQ beyond that level. I know that there was an expectation for Apple to not report better than expected earnings. I don't know where that came from, but it was an article that I was reading where Apple is expected to report its third consecutive down quarter. I don't know how true that is, but it's going to be interesting to see if it actually does, right? Or if it exceeds expectation. Oh, Oh, testing. Be careful, right? We're testing that same resistance for Apple. We got Amazon. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, looks like we're getting rejected, and Apple showing signs of a potential pullback. Look at this. Wait. What's going on here? Testing resistance. Is this a fake out? Look at this. Look how it influences overall market. Look how it will influence Amazon. If Apple begins to pull on back, it will drag the rest of the market down with it. This is what happens when you have a $3 trillion market cap. I mean, will it have a $3 trillion market cap tomorrow? That's the question. That is the question. There it goes, already beginning to show signs of resistance. We got TQQQ beginning to show signs of a slight pullback on over here. All right, still waiting to move. Yeah. Apple's earnings. Is it at 30 minutes after the market closes? Beautiful. There it goes. Seems like people are buying the hype. Okay. All right. We still got Amazon holding here, right? Testing its support zone. As long as it doesn't begin to show signs of lower lows and lower highs. Then again, one thing that I do want to remind you is there's the earnings report and then there's the earnings call. I know a lot of you guys already understand what that is, but for those that are a little bit newer, the earnings call, the reason it's so important is that it gives a better expectation or better understanding for investors on future forecasts for up and coming quarters and not just a reporting on previous quarters, right? So the report that was just released was based off of the stocks, the company's performance based off of the previous quarter, which is great. Obviously, you want to see that the company has been doing well, but we also want to understand that it has good expectation or good forecast for future quarters, right? And that's why earnings calls are so valuable, because it gives investors a better understanding if the future looks bullish or bearish, right? That's the simplest way that I can put it for all of you. So normally two catalysts. The first one is the earnings report, and the second one is normally the earnings call. There it goes. A lot of buying pressure still. Looks like it's picking right back up at this support. So Apple is in 30 minutes. Should we stay live or should we close it out? I'll leave it up to you guys. I wanted to make sure that we caught at least one of them. I don't know if you guys have the intention to continue to wait for Apple to report earnings. Yeah? Is that what you guys want? Okay. Alrighty. If it's not too much to ask, I understand that, again, it might be difficult, but if you guys can drop a thumbs up, we'd greatly appreciate it. I do enjoy hosting these live streams. It obviously helps out the channel. So if you can drop a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. And I do want to remind you, if you're an absolute beginner and you have any questions, you're welcome to direct message me via Discord or via Instagram. And that's the first or third link in the description down below. So I appreciate it. Okay. So here we go. All right, I'm going to pin the Amazon earnings since at least those have been announced. And then once we have a better understanding of Apple, once it actually reports earnings, which is going to be in the next 20 minutes, then we'll make sure that we update them on that. Okay. JX Flores, I guess it is too much of a request. All right. And it looks like SQQQ has given back everything that it gained during normal trading hours, right? Because it gapped up and then it closed in the green. It was up 0.77%, but now it lost twice that during the extended hours, right? After market hours. So again, another reason on why it's so important to lock in profit. So you can see that we reduced our position to only just one share here. And I did the same. I mean, I literally had a position open on TQQQ right before earnings were reported. Like I said in today's earlier video, I can't predict the future. I'm not going to pretend like I can. A way to manage risk is to manage position size, which is why I decided to play it safe and close it out, right? I didn't know if it was going to gap up. I knew that it had a possibility. I mean, we're talking about two very, successful companies. But I also, right, am someone that doesn't want to put themselves in a position that, the risk is untold, right? I don't know how much the stock itself could sell off based off of what is reported for that earnings call. So I like to share, obviously, the good and the bad when it comes down to trading, and I want to explain the why. Why did I close it out? Is it because I was scared? No, I view it as I hit my daily goal when it comes down to trading. I didn't want to put myself in a position that was too risky, and I didn't see there to be a need. Like we've said before, I want to be calculated. I would rather be late to a rally than early to a sell-off. Make sense? Is the result released? It is released for Amazon. Amazon has already reported earnings, which is why you can see that it's up 6.3%. Apple has not reported earnings just yet, but it looks like it's reacting in a positive way even prior to it, right? Apple was it released? What's going on, guys? What's going on? Let's see. I don't see it on my side, but it's up nearly 1% on the day. Look at that, up nearly 1%. Looks like people can't even wait until Apple reports earnings. One thing that I was talking about today is like, how crazy would it be? Imagine, have you guys ever thought about this, right? Because earning reports only get released before the market opens or after the market closes. Imagine if we lived in a world where earnings were released during normal trading hours. Imagine that, like right at market open, they all get released. So like right when the market opens, right when it's already so volatile, right? Already when there's so much volatility being put into the market, right? Just imagine, right? It'd be crazy. I was thinking about that today. So what a world that would be. The overreactions on both sides, both good and bad, right? That would be chaos. Those NASDAQ circuit breakers, right? Where they halt at any 10% mark. I feel like there'd be a lot of those, right? Every 10%. Be pretty crazy. All right. Looks like everything is in the green after market hours except for SQQQ. Joshua, I just read your comment. Oh, man. There it goes. We'll go on the 1 minute time frame. Meta is in the red. Meta is in the green after market hours. But yes, it did close in the red. Most of the market closed in the red, if I'm not mistaken. Apple is up 1% after market closed. yet it hasn't reported earnings. Nice. QQQ gapping up. You guys can see QQQ here on the back screen. You should be able to see it. So we're paying attention to both Amazon, Apple, and then of course NASDAQ, right? So if we look at QQQ here, we can see that based off of previous patterns, we're testing this potential reversal. It used to be an old support level, right? And market's been selling off. This has allowed NASDAQ to retrace. It's kind of consolidating here. We'll see if we break above, and then if we begin to recover, right? If we begin to recover, that would be in favor of TQQQ, and our previous resistance has been right around 385. We talked about this resistance and we talked about the support just 2 days ago. I made a video when we were up here, and I was like, hey, I'm thinking of shorting the market as I think that the market can come back to retest 375. I ended up closing my short position early, but it went better than according to plan, right? It doesn't always happen like this, but now we're at a potential support. We'll see if we break above this EMA and the moving average, then we can work our way back up to 385, right? What's your guess on Apple earnings? That it will come out in the next 15 minutes. I have no guess. I don't like to give estimates. I mean, I have no position for a reason. It's because I want to be as neutral as possible. I don't care. I don't care what my guess is, what my opinion is. We've seen it many times where a company can report positive earnings or better than expected, and it still sells off, right? All I'm waiting for is market reaction. I want it to be very clear. Market's bullish. Momentum is in my favor. Direction is in my favor. There. That's all I need. I'll go in for my quick trade, get in, get out. And or if market continues to be choppy and or if it's unclear which way the market's going to be going, then I just won't take a position. Very simple, right? Keep it simple. No reason to overcomplicate it. Shopify really hurt my heart. I know Shopify reported earnings yesterday. Did it tank? 5% is what it tanked yesterday, right? That nice little, it looks like it tried to gap up, right? And then it sold off all of today as well. A nice rip up. Selling off doesn't really surprise me. I know that Shopify has been coming from a nice little recovery, but Shopify has been bearish for quite some time, right? It's very easy to see that. Lower highs, lower lows, all of that. So we'll have to wait and see. We're still trading below the moving average here. So we'll see if it actually pops up and begins to show signs of higher highs and higher lows. Alrighty. We got 13 minutes until Apple reports earnings. 13. So let me see a show of hands in the live chat. How many of you guys are part of LPP? So friendly reminder, LPP are the people that get to watch me trade live every morning. It's part of my Learn, Plan, Profit group. You don't have to join. It's just those that get access to me to be able to watch these daily live sessions, right? You guys have seen, if you followed me for a while, I'm sure you've seen some of them, but wanted to see a show of hands. I feel like we've been on a pretty good streak, right? With our live sessions and how everything's been panning out. It's been very cool to see the market react the way that it has been. So there it goes. It looks like my live chat's a little delayed. I do apologize for that. I don't know if there's a delay overall, but all right, there it goes. LVP 1.0. I like that. I like that, Wilson. Congratulations. Happy to see. Yeah, I've for the past 2 to 3 weeks, I mean, we've just been working really well together. I've been trying to be a little bit more active within our trade ideas section, which is just where I post updates on what I'm paying attention to. They're not call outs. Like, one thing I do want to let you know is if you intend to join LPP, please do not join with the intention to try to copy me. It's not going to work out. Like, I will tell you up front, like, that's not what our group is for. If you want to follow other groups that allow you to copy, I focus so much on these daily live sessions to explain my thought process. Not that it's perfect, but that when I make mistakes, you get to see them, and I explain, what went wrong. When I do well, I explain, what went well. And it's more to, in a world full of problems, learn to be a problem solver. So if you want to learn more about it, again, I do trade live every single morning. It is a one-time payment. It is lifetime access. So we have people that signed up back in 2018 that still get to watch me trade live today, right? And every single day, and they're pre-recorded in the sense that once you tune into the live, let's say that you miss one, you can always go back and rewatch it at a later time. So they're not pre-recorded in the sense that what's it called? Like they're live, but then they're saved in our little library and you get to watch it at a later time. So it's the second link in the description down below. It's our biggest discount, and I hope to see you for our next live session. So Ricky does an amazing job explaining and teaching. Sometimes he is grumpy in the AM, but he's a good teacher. Yeah, very true. I am grumpy sometimes in the morning, but it's all good. Pickle Rick, what's going on, Patrick? Man. I like that, Brittany. Congratulations. Ricky with the dad jokes. Oh, yeah. You already know. Here it goes. 9 minutes left until Apple reports earnings. We are still forming higher lows and potential higher highs. Amazon is ripping right now. We got NASDAQ up 0.5%, which means that TQQQ, the triple leveraged ETF, is up 1.5%. It's at 6:30 a.m. Who wouldn't be grumpy? Some mornings I am very excited, right? I'm ready to go. But yeah, some other mornings, it's more of like when I get very basic questions that I know are answered in our LBP course. I'm just like, dude, you're not even taking time to watch it. But again, just like anything, there's my good days and my bad days. But yeah. Jaron, appreciate that, man. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. So why did you not buy Amazon? Amazon wasn't my main focus for today. First off, if I knew that it was going to gap up 7%, I would have. But you have to see within the first minute of it closing, it went from lows to highs of 137. And from that point, if I would have tried to trade it from here, that's great. It offers, I would have been up 2% in a perfect world, but my downside risk was much greater. And my main focus is Apple. I know, and I wouldn't trade Apple or Amazon necessarily. I want to trade TQs or SQs. So depending on how they influence TQs or SQs, that's kind of what I would rather focus on. So, but again, that's just my approach. If you want to trade the actual individual stock, all power to you. You're an adult. You can do whatever you want. Apple's moving again. There it goes. 194. Is this? Apple was nearly at $200 a share, right? That is nearly, 198.22. Are we going to make history today? Are we going to make history with Apple surpassing all-time highs and just chipping away at its $3 trillion market cap? 194. Apple's up so much that if it doesn't, so this is the unfortunate part, and I know if you're experienced, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Apple is set to report earnings in the next 7 minutes. And because Apple is already up 1.5%, if Apple doesn't exceed expectation, then at that point, there could be an overreaction on the sell-off. So gently, $20. Whoa. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. You don't have to donate, but I appreciate that. It's just something that I like to bring to your attention, right? Because now, because of what's going on after market hours, there's so much hype in Apple right now that it's up 1.4%. That's not a little bit of money. I mean, we're talking about 1.4%. We're not talking about 1.4% of an AMC stock. We're talking about 1.4% of the most valuable company that's publicly traded at $3 trillion. I mean, 1%, 1.4% has to be a few billion dollars, right? So just understand that now, because that's already being factored in, if what is reported doesn't exceed what's currently being factored in, then we could see the market retrace, even if it ends up being a little bit better than what was originally expected. I love that you bash AMC and you don't mind GME. AMC is just the one that I am more aware of. I can joke around about both of them. I really don't care. But I appreciate that, Trisha. Daily jab at AMC. It's not a green day if I didn't throw a jab at AMC, right? Am I right? No. 50 billion-ish. Imagine that. You're just up $50 billion just because of what people think, right? Is going to be reported. All right, guys, we got 5 minutes left. How are we looking with the likes? Are we looking good? Did we surpass 1,000 likes yet? I don't even know. Probably not, right? Let's see. 720 likes. Okay. A little shy of the 1,000, but it's okay. I appreciate you guys taking time and just tuning on in. I do want to remind you, if you want to partake in the live chat, you do have to be subscribed to the channel. I also want to make you all aware, I've already shared it with the LPP team during today's live, but we talked about what economic reports were released today. Tomorrow, we have non-farm payrolls and non-farm private payrolls and the unemployment rate all being released before the market opens. This is, again, why it's so important that if you're someone that's just getting into this, you wouldn't be aware of that economic calendar. You wouldn't be aware of what reports are about to be released before market even opens. And if you end up holding a position overnight, you might be like, well, what the heck? Why is the market super green in the morning or super red in the morning, pre-market? Well, again, there should always be a reason why, right? And the more that you're informed with the different economic reports and news that is set to be released, the better off you can be. It's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be easy, but at least you have some form of edge, right, to be well informed. Kevin, you with the t-shirt suggestions, man. I'm pretty sure it's you, right? That you always comment like, Ricky, you should get a t-shirt that says. That's funny, James. Alrighty. Amazon up 7.2%. It is not a bad day to be Jeff Bezos. He just made a little bit more, right? On the day chart, if we're trading at 138, it's right around here. Obviously, this doesn't show extended hours, but we are far from all-time highs. I mean, all-time highs are right around the nearly 190 price point, so we're still down quite a bit from that. All right, look at this. QQQ testing previous highs for the day, and it's all up to Apple. Will Apple hold its own and report better than expected earnings? And then they both should have earnings calls, right? And that would be a second catalyst. Wow. All right. Here it goes. Apple's about to break 194. Looks like Bezos had a green day. Yeah. Not a bad day. All right, guys, we have less than 2 minutes. We have a minute and a half left before Apple reports earnings. Let me see it in the live chat. Let's do a very quick poll. Ready? Let me see it in the live chat. So, Apple earnings, bullish, or, of course, bearish. Let's go ahead and ask. We'll see how good your guesstimates are. So there it goes. That poll is live. Let me know what you guys think, bullish or bearish. My only thing is it not only has to be bullish, but now it has to be way better than expected because of what's going on. And Apple's already up 1.2%. But it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, Apple's just a machine of a company, right? All right. Bear trap, bull trap. Which one is it? 7.6%. Here it goes. We have less than 30 seconds left to let me know. All right, sit back, relax, and Let's watch history be made. If Apple ends up actually beating expectation, we should see possibly Apple making new all-time highs. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you do, again, please make sure you drop a thumbs up. And don't forget to shoot me a message if you have any questions or you simply want to connect. Everything is linked in the description. Here goes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bingo. Ooh. Wait. There it goes. Exceeding expectation. 1 point. And look at QQQ. 2.4%, 2.5%, coming in better than expected. I mean, I would guess, right? Based off of how Apple's reacting, it should help out Amazon as well. Amazon is not moving one bit. Wow, wait. There goes 196. Can we beat expectation? Let's go ahead and double check this real quick. Mine are still not out on investing.com, so. Do you guys see that? Whoa, it's going red. Wait, guys. Is this going to be a bull trap? Oh, there's a sell signal. Watch NASDAQ. Wow. Look at that. At least it's interesting, right? Making the most of it. Looks like market's still trying to digest. So overall, revenue and earnings per share were beat. Earnings per share came in at $1.26 per share, which is better than the $1.19 that was expected. Revenue barely beating expectation, $81.8 billion versus $81.7 billion. Market looks a little mixed right now. I do not know which way the market's going to be going. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this right on over here. But I kind of like this sell-off. I'm going to choose to enter. I'm going to go light, but please do not copy. I can be 100% wrong. I'm choosing to do it with a position size in which I can manage. Did I get filled? Yep, got filled. All right, 1,500 shares. We'll see if NASDAQ market ends up selling off. If Apple actually ends up selling off, I would love to make some money on its downfall. Just kidding. Obviously, I own Apple as well, but we'll just have to wait and see. I just find it quite interesting that Apple originally was trying to gap up, struggled, and now it's selling off. And if it gets in the, builds enough momentum with it selling off, it could drag it down, right? Let's see if we can bring it down into the red. Testing support at the moving average. There it goes. We have a lot of people saying that it was going to be bullish. But Apple is looking a little red. Look at that. Selling off. Beautiful. So, no reason to overcomplicate it. I'm going to buy just a little bit more. So about 40K, right? 45K. All right. But that's it. That was fun, wasn't it? That was pretty dope. You guys enjoyed that? How can I get a show of hands? How many of you are tuning on in for the first time in the live chat? So in the live chat, again, I do want to remind you, you do have to be subscribed to the YouTube channel to be able to partake in that live chat. But how many of you have been tuning? Like this is your first earnings report, or at least your first quarter, right? Maybe you've seen a couple other in the past week or two, but this is your first earnings report that you've been a part of. All right. And here it goes. Looks like it's trying to pick right back up. Let's see if it does. So first earnings report. All right. Keep doing these, Rick. Yep. 1,000th time. I love it. First time. Well, I appreciate you tuning on into this live one, right? I do want to remind you that especially if you're just getting into this, first off, you might be a little bit newer to the YouTube channel. I'm not too sure if you are. I do have a new playlist, and it's called like the Get Started playlist, I want to call it. Let me double check. But I just made it, and it's for beginners. So you go under playlist right here. And it's trading for beginners, as you can see, right? So trading for beginners, it's a get started playlist, and it has a total of 4 videos for you. So it has these 4 videos on how to start as a complete beginner, how to set up a paper trading account. So if you're just new to trading, maybe you don't want to trade with any real money, you just want to gain experience, I think that's a great way. I show you how to actually set up that account step by step with your actual platform, how to buy, sell, and short a stock, and then you get to watch one of my live sessions. So again, this is all it's one of the playlists within my channel. It's under playlist, and you can see here, trading for beginners. So after you watch it, if you like what you see, shoot me a direct message via Discord or via Instagram. And again, everything is linked in the description down below. And I hope that we can connect, right? If you see value in me, I would love to be a part of your success. I do want to remind you that I will never tell you where to buy or where to sell. I also do want to let you know that there's a bunch of fake accounts that pretend to be me. I have no backup accounts. I have no crypto account. All my accounts are verified. I'm verified on YouTube. I'm verified on Instagram. I'm verified on Twitter. I'm verified on Threads. And my team will never email you. So please just look out for fake accounts. They will always pretend to be me. I will never message you first. So if you get a message from me and you didn't initiate it, I can promise you it's fake. I can promise you, unless you have some house or car for sale, that's a really good deal. Maybe I'm asking to buy it. But other than that, again, I would never be messaging you first. And I mean that in a very respectful way. I don't want you to be taken advantage of with someone asking, pretending to be me and then asking to take your money. I will never trade for you. I will never tell you where to buy or sell. The whole point of my group is you get to watch me trade live. You get to see the good and the bad. You get to see my entries, you get to see my exits, and you get to hear my thought process. It's just a raw session. You either like it or you don't, right? And that playlist will give you a glimpse of what the LPP team gets to experience. So here we go. Ricky, please check SQQQ. We're solid, right? We're just consolidating right now. So that's why my position size is relatively pretty light right now. So I only have 4,000 shares. If direction becomes favorable, then great. But I do want to remind you that, Apple, because of its market cap, is very large and it has an up and coming earnings call. At least it should. I'm going to look into it in just a little bit. I probably don't want to hold during its earning calls because there's many times that a company can report, just like this, right? Apple reported better than expected earnings. We all saw that, right? Better than expected earnings. It beat expectation, beat revenue, right? Everything. Yet Apple stock sells off, right? I talked about this, right? When it was up here, I was like, hey, if Apple doesn't completely blow it out of the water, it could correct itself, right? This could be an overreaction. And this is why it's so important and the reason I know this is because I've experienced this firsthand before. There's been many times that I see that it's going up and I'm just like, okay, well, someone knows something that maybe I don't. So I'm just going to go with it, right? This is where you try to predict. But another great reason then it corrects itself once the report is actually released. So many people focus on trying to predict when all we really need to do is wait to react, right? All right. Could it recover? 100%. It could easily recover if it has its earnings call and the earnings call comes out based off of future forecasts to be better than expected. Then, of course, it's if you want to give it. Apple is not necessarily a stock that I would normally day trade. Normally, it doesn't move very much within the day. Apple is a stock that I view as a very high quality company. It's a long-term investment for myself. And that's how I view it. That's my intention with Apple. Obviously, when it reports earnings, it's a little bit more volatile, but it's just everyone has different intentions. If you intend to buy and hold, then your intention is different than mine with what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to trade something, right? Trading is not investing. I have my investments, and those are more with long-term intention. And then I have my trades. I get in and get out within the same day, and they're considered to be more risky, of course, right? If I can make 3K in SQQQ and 12K on TQQQ in one day, is that because it was super easy or because it was super conservative? No, obviously, with great opportunity comes great responsibility, but that's the whole point of our live sessions. It's where we host everything and then I post my updates within Trade Ideas. So are you going to stay live for the forecast for Apple? Nope. I just wanted to make sure that I covered both Apple and Amazon. You guys asked me to stay here till Apple earnings, so I'm glad that I was able to do that. I wanted to bring awareness that I thought Apple could have been overhyped up. And I'm very glad that I did, because as you can see, it corrected itself based off of what was actually reported, even though they beat expectation. And again, this just comes with time. Apple could have completely skyrocketed. You would have been like, haha, Ricky, I told you so. You see, you should have not been so worried. But it's moments like this where, again, my job is just to look out for the beginner trader. My job is to look out for someone that's never done this before. It's not that I'm going to be right 100% of the time. I very, very honestly can be wrong quite often, right? But that's fine. If my intentions are with the intent to help out and look out for a beginner trader, I would rather be someone that's more conservative than super aggressive and then loses it all, right? Just ask yourself, as you're learning how to do something, who would you rather work with? Someone that just tells you to, bet it all on this and just be super aggressive, cross your fingers and hope for something to happen, or that's someone that tries to look out for you. And that's all I can ever do. I try to bring awareness to where the risks are in the market. I talk about position size, risk management. I talk about moments like this where they're very volatile, and during very volatile moments, even myself, you saw that I didn't have a position in TQQQ or SQQ for a reason, right? I explained my why and my thought process behind the trade. Not that I'm perfect. Obviously, I missed out on the push on TQQQ originally, but it's okay. I would rather miss out than hope for something to happen and then end up getting caught on the wrong side of a trade. So it really just comes down to who it is that you want to work with. So I hope you saw value in this live session. I would love to host more of these. Again, just another reason that I hope that you can consider subscribing to the channel. And I do want to remind you, if you have any questions whatsoever, refresh your screen. The first link in the description down below is our Discord. Shoot me a direct message at any time. If you're ready to join my team, I do trade live every morning, and I only work with one team only. And it's my LPP team. They get to watch me trade live every day. We're running our biggest sell. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access. It's $175 off right now. And it's the second link in the description down below. I appreciate your time. I will see you tomorrow. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.